Lee Kuan Yew, born 16 September 1923, passed away 23 March 2015. Often referred to by his initials LKY, was a Singaporean lawyer, politician, and statesman who served as the founding Prime Minister of Singapore between 1959 and 1990. He was one of the greatest leaders of the 20th and 21st centuries. Listen to what he said about leadership. There are 7 key leadership lessons here, namely 1. A leader must have iron in him. 2. Have interest in people and ability to communicate. 3. Do not break faith. 4. Do not be soft. 5. Be prepared to give up power and help successors succeed. 6. Understand the people. 7. Calculate long term.
And let there be no mistakes about it. Whoever governs Singapore must have that iron in him, or give it up. This is not a game of cards. This is your life and mine. I've spent a whole lifetime building this. And as long as I'm in charge, nobody's going to knock it down.
Think about leadership, subject you talked about last night. What is it, in its easy words to use, a leader has to have? And are they qualities you're born with or you learn?
If you don't have that natural zest, a desire to do things for other people, not just for yourself and your family, then you can't be a leader. You must have an interest in people.
Beyond your own immediate family.
And their welfare. You must be able to connect with them. And you must be able to communicate with them. And if you want to last, you can't break faith with them. You break faith, they distrust you, you're out. You can be the best communicator in the world. They're always having that question mark against you. I have lasted because I learned very early on, never say something which I'm not going to do. I don't have to say it, that I'm not going to do it, but if I say I'm going to do it, I have to do it. And they know that, and they're comfortable with me. By 1965, I've traveled through the whole of Africa, 17 countries. I went through in 1964 on a special mission. I've traveled widely in Asia and in Europe and in the region. I've been to Indonesia, Malaysia, Burma, and I've seen what didn't work. First, leaders became soft. Right. They promised the world, follow me. In fact, in Ghana, there was a statue of Nkrumah, right, and he called it Black Square, Black Star Square, and there was a black star, and there was his statue, and there's a print which says, "Seek ye the kingdom of politics, and all will be unto you." I thought, God, that's blasphemy. But never mind. Yeah. That was Nkrumah. And it was an awful mess.
Why'd you give up power?
Well, it's quite simple. By the time I was 65, which was in
23, 65, 88. Right.
88. I won my last election. And I told my colleagues, choose your leader, take over. I just won. I was at the height of my career. And I wanted, I wanted an exit whilst my head and tail was up.
And where you could have some influence on your successor.
No. I allowed them, the group that I had recruited into the cabinet, right, to choose their successor, because I had seen Deng Xiaoping appoint 2 successors and then sack both of them.
Right, exactly.
I did not want to do that. I said, you choose, and whoever you choose, you got to support him. They chose Goh Chok Tong. Yeah. They've had to support him.
Who's doing pretty well.
Good for him.
Well, I mean, but in fact, he's done better than you suggested he might do.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, indeed.
And guess who the Deputy Prime Minister is?
The Deputy Prime Minister was chosen by the Prime Minister.
And who is the Deputy Prime Minister?
He is my son.
And he will one day, in the next 5 years, be Prime Minister.
I have lived long enough to know that these things cannot be predicted with certainty.
Leadership, can it be taught?
I cannot say what drives other people, I don't know their histories, their personalities, their characteristics, but in my case, and in the case of my close colleagues and myself, we were thrown up as a result of wars and revolutions. Mm-hmm. I mean, we didn't go into politics. Wars and revolutions threw up a generation that was ready for change. Mm-hmm. So it was in that milieu that we were thrown into politics. Mm-hmm. Either we could mobilize and take over, or the communists would mobilize and take over. I mean, that the British were on the way out was quite clear to us, mm-hmm. and in fact quite clear to everybody else. Mm. They couldn't hold the place. How do you make this place live? Yep. It's been the capital of the British Empire in this part of the world. From here, the governor governed Malaya, Sabah, North Borneo, Sarawak, Brunei, Cocos Islands, Christmas Islands. Then you're on your own, and you got to be responsible for 2 million people at that time. You either do it or die. And we just had to do it. That's that. So I don't know what happened to other people. I mean, when you go into politics in that situation, it's not a vocation. It's a crusade.
That's, sorry.
So the kind of struggles and battles that my colleagues and I went through, the weak ones, the ones who flinched, dropped out, and the ones who stayed behind and fought it out, we forged a bond that you get between platoon comrades, buddies, who've gone into battle, survived, and with heavy casualties. They trust each other, they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and they stay together. That's how it happened. I don't know how other cabinets are formed, so I read about Prime Minister Tony Blair and now Prime Minister Gordon Brown. And I thought to myself, what a different set of background that threw up that kind of leadership. I mean, there it is a question of, I suppose, some political conviction, but at the same time, personal drives. To be a leader of any country, you have to understand the people. You've got to be part of them. You've got to instinctively know that this will go down, this will not. And if I may say this with a certain humility, one of the reasons why your previous chief executive, C.H. Tung, had so much troubles was because running a shipping company is different from running a country. He has to have the feel of the people. And that was the... So I would be very chary of giving him any mentoring. No, it can't be done.
I am calculating not in terms of the next election. That's no trouble. 68, no trouble. I am calculating in terms of the next generation, in terms of the next 100 years, in terms of eternity. And believe you me, the next 1,000 years, we will be here. I won't be here, but people like me and like my friends here tonight will be here. Recognizable, identifiable, 1,000 years from hence. And it is people who calculate and think in those terms that deserve to survive.